Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair. Basically, today we are going to discuss about one template, that is budget template. Budget template means what would be the budget of the project and how that budget is going to be used for each and every information of the budget related things from money, cost, everything. Basically, how basically the entire budget is going to be used. So budget is basically decided by the management team. They decides actually the budget, what actually the budget should be of the project, and basically basically we can say it's global related um, decisions which are made by the management team. So basically in budget template, basically what would be the information. First, basically, the project name. What is the name of the project? For which department this budget template is getting prepared? Who is the project manager? Who is the project director? Who is the owner of the project? Basically, this type of information are kept here, and this is basically one-time information. Now, the detail information basically. Uh, Detail information basically contains the entire detail information of the each and every expenses which are made. Basically this contains basically each and every expenses, basically you can say, like expenses of traveling expenses, then project related expenses. In project related expenses, we can say, if the project is divided into sprint, and in, for example, there are 10 sprint. In 10 sprint, basically there are, each sprint basically there are 10 tasks. So each and every sprint, basically how many, what is the budget of this one sprint, two sprint, three sprint, like this. Basically there are 10 sprint, so the total budget has to be divided in divide, basically have to divide in this 10 sprint. So whatever amount budget we have in our project decided by the management, that amount has to be divided, that has to be adjusted in this 10 sprint basically. So this basically everything plan has to be done, how the budget has to be used, how the project is going to be used by the project manager, where the budget is going to be used more, where the amount is going to be used less. So that basically depends upon the priority of the project priority of the task, which task basically project client want first. So according to that, basically each and everything the budget has decided. And sorry, budget expense, basically you can say project budget is one. I will take one example, then that would be more clear. uh, 1 lakh is the budget. So basically in 1 lakh, what is the priority of each and every task, basically you can say. So according to the priority of the task, importance of the task given by the stakeholder, given by the client, according to that basically we have to finish the project. So according to that, the budget has been setted. Budget has is going to be used, basically we can say. So basically that budget contains basically we have divided our each and every task into sprints. Each and every task into sprint. So there are 10 sprint. Here I have taken example of 10 sprint. Sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4. It's agile methodology, and basically you can say we are using Scrum framework. So basically 10 sprint are there, and in this basically there are set of tasks also allocated, and one sprint contains this many dollars, two sprint contain this many dollar, third sprint contain this many dollar, fourth, fifth, sixth, like 10, up to 10 sprint are there, and we are divided the each and every sprint and each and every amount into between the sprints. So basically like this, basically we assume that the sprint is on day basis. So according to the day going to take, according to that day the resources are allocated, and according to this all calculation the budget are setted. of the daily wise basically. So sprint 1 contains how many days, sprint 2 contains how many days. So sprint 1 contains how many days of task and how many resources are going to be used. So according to that, basically the budget has been set. I will take one example that would be more clear. For example, there is one login screen which has to be developed, um, that contains two types of authentication. One is a database level authentication. Second is Windows level authentication. So database level authentication is a normal task that normal developer can do. So here basically you can use a normal developers, but Windows authentication requires some APIs, set of other informations. So for that, basically, senior developer is required. So here, basically, the resources has to be taken as a senior level, and the budget also of this particular task of one sprint, first number sprint of this task is going to charge more because the task is up to that level. So senior level only a senior developer can only able to do. So according to that, the project manager do the entire plan of the budget. So project manager must know the basically how many time this is going to take. He can discuss with the developers if, and he can do the research is he can do the research basically, you can say. And according to that, basically he has to take the decision that how many days he's going to take. Or if you have any systems basically, in that system basically like project management tool, if you have entire parameters ready, for example login screen is going to be developed according to the login screen, this database level authentication in programming has to be done. So how many days it's going to be take in login screen, basically it's Windows level authentication, then how many days is going to take and which type of resources is required. So that type of basically you can say project management tools are also available where basically you can set n number of parameters. This is few parameters, that is login authentication, in login authentication, database level authentication, and Windows level authentication. So these are set of parameters that you can predefinedly set. Predefinedly you can set this all the parameters, and after setting the parameters you can set the days, number of resources going to be used, number of resources can be used, and number of resources is required in this particular level task. So each and every parameters, this is to this these are two parameters which I have taken as an example. So basically you can preset the each and every parameters also. So like this, there are many tools also available where you can set the each and every parameters, and predefined parameters you have already set it, predefines all the tasks basically, in the system basically which are going to be used. So basically if you're creating any system, for example or the login authentication, so login authentication is a global task basically. It can be used in any number of projects. PHP also used. In PHP you can use login authentication. In Windows level authentication, in .NET also you are using login authentication. Python is, or Python is there, and SAP is there, Salesforce is there. So basically there are many technologies where with this login authentication basically are getting used. So according to that, basically you can set each and every parameters that for if you are using login authentication in SAP, how many days it's going to take. In Salesforce, how many days it's going to. If you are using login .NET, then how many days it's going to take. So yes, you can define each and every parameters, and then basically according to the resources are listed that this many resources are required and this level resources are required. So basically senior level developers are required, or senior level resources are required, junior level resources can able to do this type of task. So each and every predefined parameter also you can define. So basically like this, basically the budget gets more easy because it's very easy. Basically you can say the in parameter basically costs are also defined per day, basically what would be the cost of the senior developer, junior developer. So like this, basically each and every cost are also predefined. So basically in defining the budget, in writing the budget, this tools also can be used, these parameters also can be used. So basically we have just now basically You can define the total budget. So according to the total budget, set of tasks are defined, that this task is going to take this many time, this many amount is going to be required. So each and every expenses also, you can use traveling expenses if you want to use each and every expenses which are done basically in this project. While creating the project, you can mm, each and every expenses, whatever expenses you are doing to finish this project, you can add in this budget template basically. So basically this budget template basically mostly are prepared in Excel format. So basically you can use this template, and this can be used in project management plan also basically. This is a small part of the project management plan basically, whenever you are doing any project management plans. So in this basically you require the budget template also basically. So this was about the budget template and budget management plan also, you can say. So what would be the budget of the project, and how basically you have a one budget given by that company, that in this many amount only you have to finish the project. So this type of tasks are there basically. So this was about the budget template, and in next template basically we are going to see few more. In next basically videos basically we are going to see few more templates or few more things basically related to the project management plan, related to the each and every resource, each and every templates, whatever templates basically we have available, which we are going to discuss each and every tools. Just now we have discussed about the parameters basically, how you can predefine the parameters, so that the budget template, when you are preparing the budget template, then this type of this type of parameters can be used basically. So basically this is Sunil R Nair signing off for now. Thank you.